Welcome to 15 News Weekly, news and activities happening in and around Southfield. Here's your update. Despite the rain and chilly temperatures, walkers came out to Lawrence Tech University's campus to participate in the annual Crop Hunger Walk.
The whole walk is sponsored by Church World Service that works in many countries around the world with their projects of developing sustainable ways for people to get their food, little gardens and things like that. But also 25% of the funds from the walk, the pledges from the walk, does stay here in our local community, and it's distributed among the Southfield Emergency Food Program run by Rhonda Terry, Forgotten Harvest, and also Meals on Wheels.
The Southfield Human Services has been a recipient of some of the 25% of the funding since 1999, and we have received over $12,000 to help stop hunger in Southfield.
And the important thing is not how far we walk. The important thing is that our hearts are in solidarity with people of the world who have to walk. Our hearts are in solidarity with people that are dealing with incomes of maybe $2,000 a year, $5 a day or something like that. It's where our hearts are at. And we put our feet to the ground to somehow show our solidarity with the poor in this world and in our own community.
For more information about the Crop Hunger Walk and other Southfield Human Services activities, call area code 248-796-4540. Cosplayers, anime fanatics, gaming pros, and other fantasy fans had a blast at this year's LTU Anime Con and Gaming Expo. Here's your recap.
So we have everything from like a tabletop gaming room. We have a rhythm game room with games like Dance Dance Revolution. We also have panels going on all day from like our presenters. We also have like concerts and live performances. Like we have a Zelda cover band that's playing. We also have a film screening of Iya, who is a Vocaloid. So it's from Japan, so it's a very exclusive and awesome event and concert. We have a dance going on later tonight with 3 DJs. We have like a lot of stuff going on like all at once. We have vendors and artists. So we have like a ton of stuff to do.
I'm a digital artist and I draw a bunch of fan art. And yeah, I use Photoshop and a Wacom tablet to just draw all this in my free time. This is my first year, so it's been going great so far. I love seeing the cosplayers. That's probably my favorite part, just like having everyone come by in costume and like appreciating all the work they put into that. It's really great, and all the attendees are friendly, so it's a good time.
So primarily, I'm here to find other cosplayers. Like most of my friends at this point are cosplayers, so they're the people I love meeting. But I also love meeting like all the other people who are just here to be nerds with each other. Like I love like coming here and finding people who like the same things that I do. Like especially if they make costumes about it.
I would like to describe it as like people who absolutely love something and come together and like are just so passionate about what they love, and like that's what I really enjoy about it. Like for me, I love gaming, and like just having like a community of people that I can like share interests with and like meet new people, get out there. So that's what I would like to describe the culture as, like a place where everyone can be themselves, love what they do, love like if they want to dress up, they can dress up however they want. If they want to like freak out about a game because they really love it, they can do that and like feel safe and like be themselves and be who they are.
We run the Indie Game Expo, which is about 35 developers who are all local to Michigan who create games and are showing them off today in the Anime Con.
It's a combination of students and professionals in the area, as well as hobbyists. Many of the games have actually been built within just a 16-week period. So a lot of these are kind of small scale, small in scope, very experimental, and potentially going to be shown off at other events. And then many of the professional games have actually been shown all throughout the states. So we have this really cool kind of combination of student work as well as professional work.
Presenting our games at LTU Expo, which is the anime and cosplay convention at LTU, which is part of the curriculum for IGS, Integrated Game Studio, that allows us to develop and present our game to a general populace. Myself and 3 of my friends are presenting a game we call Glowpunk. It's a 4-player couch competitive bullet hell type game, so the players will be competing to be the last man standing with different characters and different abilities, and a 4-player match in a small arena.
Our game is called Interstellar Symphony, where you play as a party of 4 characters, a bard, a wizard, a fighter, and a healer, and you fight bad guys to the beat. It's a rhythm RPG, so you have to match the inputs of the enemies and perform better than their opponents to win the match.
We this year so far we've been to PAX South and PAX East, so those are obviously larger conventions, but we also like to come to like more local conventions to show the game off. A lot of it is because we know a lot of the people here, and it's kind of like a more laid-back convention. Plus, Anime Cons, you get a different crowd in rather than just like the regular gaming crowds. If you just get one person seeing your game, if they liked it, chances are they will get it. And since we have online multiplayer, they'll tell their friends, and it sort of starts kind of like it's like planting a seed. Yeah, and locally, it's good just to have like a local presence so people know like, oh, this game was made in Michigan.
As temperatures rise during the spring and summer seasons, so do the frequency of deer and wildlife sightings, as well as the chances of vehicular accidents involving animals large and small. Southfield's animal warden gives tips on how not to veer for deer and other wildlife.
Hi, I'm Officer Hamilton. I'm Southfield's animal warden. I answer multiple calls for the city of Southfield, from vicious dogs to cleaning up dead animals for the city. Offer multiple number of services for the residents here in Southfield. Today I want to talk to you about don't veer for deer. While the state's 2 million deer are the most active in spring and fall, vehicle deer crashes are a year-round problem. Each year there are about 50,000 reported vehicle deer crashes in Michigan. 80% of these crashes occur on 2-lane roads between dusk and dawn. The most serious crashes occur when motorists swerve to avoid a deer and hit another vehicle or a fixed object. Follow these safe driving tips when encountering a deer on the road. Always wear a seatbelt. Most people who are injured in a vehicle deer crashes are not wearing seatbelts. Be alert for deer, especially between dawn and dusk. Vehicle deer crashes occur all year round but are more prevalent in the spring and fall. Pay attention to deer crossing signs and speed limit signs. Be especially alert in areas where roads divide, near forest land and agricultural fields. And be cautious if you see one deer. Others may be nearby. Deer seldom run alone. If a crash is unavoidable, do not swerve out of your lane to avoid a deer. Instead, brake while securely gripping the steering wheel to bring the vehicle to a controlled stop. Pull off the road, turn on your emergency flashers, and be cautious of other traffic if you exit your vehicle. Do not touch the animal. A frightened or wounded deer can only cause harm to you, but also to itself. Report the crash to the Southfield Police Department by calling 911 if you're injured. If you're not injured, call our non-emergency line at 248-796-5500. In 2017, there were 52 deer car crashes reported in the city of Southfield. To report all dead deer, pick up, call DPW at 248-796-4860.
Pregnancy can be deemed as one of the most beautiful yet terrifying periods in a woman's life. One of the most troubling factors is the lack of prenatal and postnatal care given to those in poverty. The lack of information, help, and medical care for some pregnant women in the United States rivals those in third world countries. On this segment of Unlimited, we talk to the local advocacy group Mothering Justice about how women, particularly black women, are the subject of poor prenatal and postnatal care.
So Mothering Justice is an organization working on advocating on behalf of moms. We really believe that moms are the keystone in a family, a society, a community, and when mom's doing well, everyone's doing well. So we traditionally work on financial stability issues like leave, affordable childcare, wage theft, things like that. But we also believe that we really need to be focusing on how mom's doing health, mental, and financially.
What happened was we were having conversations with moms, and we weren't initially starting the conversation off about maternal health. We were talking to moms about what they needed. And what kept coming up was we kept meeting moms who had lost babies or had their pain ignored during childbirth and things like that. And so we started to study the numbers, and we realized what was happening in the community.
So we don't talk about race, and we need to talk about race, right? We talk about how women are treated in a different way, their symptoms appear different, and there's not really a problem. We talk about those issues when it comes to differences with gender. But then when we come to differences with race, it's really hard for us to have a conversation about how do we address this problem in this population. How does a woman who is living in poverty get to her healthcare provider? Does she have to change 10 buses? Is she working a low-income job where she can't actually even make her appointments? How are we addressing those issues? Or, she doesn't feel comfortable talking to someone who, it's a room full of people that might be white, and she doesn't necessarily feel comfortable. So we really need to just talk about what does a woman of color who's more likely to die during childbirth or lose her child during childbirth, what does she need? What is she saying? What is her experience? So the more we can get to talking to women of color about their experience, the more we'll uncover what the problems are and then be better able to address them.
We are in conversation with other cities in Metro Detroit to sort of get a resolution passed around this week, and at the state level, and also at the federal level.
So we were so happy to have the City of Southfield make a proclamation at recognizing Black Maternal Health Week. And we think that just that in itself is a big step, just acknowledging the problem, understanding that we need to pay attention to this problem. And that's the first step. The next step is talking to moms. We are able to do that. Every one of us is able to talk to a mom that we see that's pregnant or just had a baby, ask them how they're doing. And then we can expand that into talking to institutions and what are their practices around interventions. Do they have a really high C-section rate? Why is that? Are women coming in the emergency room and talking about pain? How long is it until they get to see an OBGYN? So we need to listen to moms is the bottom line on every level, but we can definitely work on an individual level, a local level, and a policy level.
Take my hand.
Hi, my name is Danielle Atkinson. I'm an advocate for moms in Michigan. I shared my story, now you share yours.
Southfield Parks and Recreation kicked off the 2019 spring season with their annual extravaganza. Children of all ages were entertained with many activities including games, crafts, and a chance to meet some furry friends while enjoying some delicious eats and sugary treats. Here's your extravaganza wrap-up.
When we go to Africa, we find out about the drum, but we also find out that music is for everyone to share.
For more information about up-and-coming Southfield Parks and Recreation events, go to cityofsouthfield.com. That brings us to the end of this 15 News Weekly edition. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.